Well, good morning, and here I am standing outside my home and my other home. I had one heck of a morning. I wanted to tell you a little bit about it. As some of you are familiar with, I am going to be traveling in a couple of days here. I'm going to be walking the Camino de Santiago from Lisbon, Portugal, up along the coast. It's going to be a stunning walk, which I would also love to share with you along the way. Please do tune in and live vicariously through me, or have the courage to maybe do that for yourself one day in the future. But for now, I pack up and I winterize and I move all of the things from the house into the trailer, because when I come back, I'm going to be living in this trailer through the winter, closer to town, closer to hopefully my new NIA community. And this morning I was reflecting on how much goes on in my life, the little things, the day-to-day things that I don't post, that I don't share. And it's quite hilarious to talk about later. In the moment, it's terrifying. And even just something as simple as, about a week ago when I was getting ready to move back into the trailer, I noticed this huge hornet's nest underneath the attachments. And I got so overwhelmed. They're like this white-faced hornet, and they just looked terrifying. And the nest looked huge. And I just was so overwhelmed. I just walked away and I said, no, I can't do this. Went inside, spent the rest of the day on the couch, feeling sorry for myself. And then I was reaching out to friends to see, what I could do. They're dormant at night-ish. And maybe I could, deal with them. And they, people were saying, take Raid and take all these things to kill them. And I was like, I don't want them to die. I don't want to kill them. I mean, it's not their fault that they chose something that I deemed my property to be their winter home. Like, I just didn't want them to die. So Mike was coming on the weekend, and he said that he would help me. And so he came, and he was able to knock the nest down from afar, and we were slowly able to, I convinced him to help me move the trailer away, and they kept building the nest right where it dropped. So unfortunately for them, I don't think they're going to make the winter. I don't think they realize how bad of a spot that is, but maybe they do. I don't know. Maybe the snow will be fine for them. But this morning I'm cleaning up around because there's still blocks and bits of garbage around, and the grass is long, so I wanted to clean it up for my retreat this weekend. And I grabbed this block that's really close to the nest, but I didn't realize it was part of the nest. So I grabbed it and lifted it, and I was walking, and I heard all this buzzing, and I felt it around my fingers, and I dropped it, and I ran screaming. As you can see, the block is there. The nest is about there-ish. And I went running to the house. I got in the house. I ripped off my shirt. I ran to the bathroom. I stripped naked because I thought for sure there was going to be one on me somewhere. And I was okay, but I came back to my shirt and it was buzzing. So I threw it outside, and I was just shaking. I was shaking so bad. I mean, they're not an aggressive hornet. And I'm so lucky and thankful because I have not been stung. But the thought of these things taking a bite or taking a sting on me was just not something I was willing to chance. Well, obviously I was willing to chance because I'm over there cleaning up. I could just leave it. But my personality, I want everything clean, and I want it, I want this place to be set for when I leave so that I don't have to deal with things later. And so it took me a good hour to calm down from that one thing. And that's just one thing that happens, So I'm going to take you on a little tour of my home, because this place is only, I think it's a 20-foot long trailer, 8-foot wide. And I had this feeling like I really wanted to minimalize. And so here's my little couch. It's a Murphy bed that comes down. Beautiful, sweet little kitchen that I barely use. My sitting area. And it has a full bathroom. like with a shower and a sink and a toilet. And it's just absolutely everything that I need. Everything that I need in this world. You know, being a minimalist is it's so good. It's so good for me. I love it. I love the lifestyle. We really need so little to get by. And it gives me the opportunity to lock it up and walk away and travel. And so I don't have plants and I don't have pets. And I don't feel even called to have a relationship right now. I'm really just sinking into loving myself and my life, and you know, the inner healing, the growth, the finding who I am, loving the dancing, the community that I'm growing and helping build there. And it just feels really good. It feels really good. And I'm really happy that I chose this for myself. And so now I'm going to be going to Portugal, and we'll be landing on Wednesday. And I really want to share along the way. So if you feel called, there's a little app called Find Penguins that I can post and share, and Facebook pictures, and I'm gonna bring you along with me, whoever wants to come, even if you just live vicariously through me. You know, I want to show that it's possible. Anything is possible in this life if we choose it. And there are hard times. I was at Nia, you know, giving a session at the park last night, in song 2, barely into the routine, my hip seizes up. And I thought for the first time that I was not going to be able to continue the routine. And I was in so much pain that I could not believe. And I just slowly, you know, eased off the strength of my body and let the flow happen, and just relaxed, and it eased off, and I was able to complete. And I talked to them afterwards, and you know, they call it high functioning, you know, where things happen on the inside and you just don't show it on the outside. So there's a lot of people that see me and see that I'm happy and smiling and joyous, but there's always suffering. We are all the same. We all have suffering in some form or another. It's just how we deal with it that matters. So I'm going to be walking 800 kilometers, and I'm going to be suffering for sure. And I'm also going to be dancing, and I'm also going to be smiling, and I'm also going to be having some great times. I'm going to be along the ocean at points in the trail. I'm going to be with myself and reflect and just love life, love the moment as much as humanly possible. So thank you again for joining me, and yeah, just keep on keeping on, and watch if you choose. Subscribe would be really great. Only if you want to, you know, comment. I will have data this time. When Mason and I went last year, we did not have data, and it was a lot of more difficult of a maneuvering through the trails. Got lost a few times, and being by myself, I just feel like it's important for me to have contact with the outside world a little. I'm not going to really post through the day, but at the end of each day, I will post, and I will share, and I will reply. So I will stay posted. I will stay safe. I will stay as safe as I can be. I will stay aware and in the moment, and stay in love. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you soon from the hills of Portugal. Take care. I love you so much.